So, artificial intelligence is set to completely change the game in South Africa's financial industry. It's this incredible technology that promises amazing efficiency, but it also comes with some pretty big risks. In this explainer, we're going to break down a major new report from South Africa's financial regulators to really understand this double edged sword and what it all means for you and your money.
To make this real, let's just start with a simple question. Is an algorithm about to decide your next loan, or your insurance premium, or even your investment advice? Well, the answer is yeah, more and more it is. You see, AI isn't some sci fi concept anymore. It's already being woven right into the fabric of our daily financial lives. And that makes it more important than ever to get a handle on how it all works. To really get it, we need to look at the South African context. The country's financial sector has always been a bit of a trailblazer, always adopting new tech to improve how we bank and invest. And AI? Well, it represents the next and probably the biggest leap in that whole journey.
What started out as, simple automation for boring back office tasks has completely evolved. Now we're talking about machine learning, which lets systems actually learn from data, predictive analytics, which can see future trends, and even generative AI, which can create brand new stuff from scratch. These tools are at the very heart of this massive industry.
Okay, so we're all on the same page. Let's use the official definition from the OECD. Now, what's really interesting here is that last part, influence environments. See, this isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about making decisions that have real-world consequences for you, for me, and for the stability of the entire financial system. So, who is actually using this technology? Well, the data shows a pretty clear divide. It's like a high-speed adoption race, with some aggressive frontrunners and then others who are hanging back and being a lot more cautious.
And this chart right here gives us our first big clue. It breaks down who is already using AI. And as you can see, it's no surprise, the big banks and payment sectors make up the huge majority of companies that have already jumped in. But that's only part of the story. So why the huge gap? Well, it all comes down to strategy. You've got the pioneers, the banks, the payment companies, and they are betting big that AI is going to give them a massive competitive edge. So they're moving fast. Then you have the followers, who are taking a more cautious, let's wait and see kind of approach. And if you want to see just how serious that bet is, you just have to follow the money. This slide shows the incredible gap in what companies are willing to spend. I mean, look at this. On one side, you've got the banks, where almost half are planning to pour in huge amounts of cash. And on the other, you've got investment firms, where most are spending next to nothing. This kind of gap could totally reshape the entire industry. All right, so what is driving all this investment? Let's look at the first edge of that sword, the incredible promise of AI and the real-world benefits these companies are chasing.
The top benefits are pretty much what you'd expect: becoming smarter, faster, and safer. AI lets firms dig deeper into their data for insights, it boosts productivity through automation, and, this is a big one, it seriously amps up cybersecurity and fraud detection in real time. This isn't just a tweak, it's about fundamentally transforming the business.
And all those internal benefits, they translate directly to you, the customer. This quote from the report really sums it up perfectly. By understanding you better, AI can deliver super personalized services, from product recommendations to financial advice, all with the goal of making your experience better and, of course, earning your loyalty. But of course, with great power comes great risk. So now we have to turn to the other, sharper edge of the sword, the very real dangers and challenges that come right along with AI adoption. This slide lays it out in stark contrast. For every promise of efficiency, there's the peril of a new cyber threat. For every promise of personalization, there's the danger of a data privacy breach. And maybe the trickiest one of all, for every promise of objective, data-driven decisions, there's the peril of algorithmic bias, where AI models can actually learn and amplify the inequalities of the past. So if the benefits are so great, what's holding companies back? Well, it turns out the hurdles are pretty high. The number one thing holding them back is a people problem. There just aren't enough people with the right skills. But right behind that are some deeper issues. A lack of transparency in how these AI models even work, worries over data privacy laws, and just old clunky systems that can't keep up.
And that lack of transparency is a massive red flag. According to the report, get this, a staggering 21% of financial institutions using AI use absolutely no method to explain how their models work. They're basically operating black boxes that make critical decisions without any clear oversight. That is a huge concern for everybody. So you're faced with this double-edged sword. How do you move forward? How do we actually grab all that promise while managing the peril? The report lays out a pretty clear roadmap for how to do this responsibly. The path forward is really built on 4 key pillars. It starts with having strong rules and oversight from the very top. It means we have to demand that those black boxes are opened up, that we get transparency. It means actively building ethical standards to fight bias, not just crossing our fingers and hoping for the best. And super importantly, it means educating everyone from CEOs to customers so we all understand the power and the pitfalls of these new tools. At the end of the day, this is the goal. The end game isn't just to have a cooler, more high-tech financial system. It's about building one that is fundamentally better, more inclusive for everyone, more transparent in how it makes decisions, and tougher against the new risks that technology brings. The technology is here, and it is not slowing down. The code is running, the data is flowing, the technical questions are being solved. So the final and most important question is a human one. Do we have the wisdom and the will to make sure that the future we're building isn't just intelligent, but is also truly fair?